Thank you. We're getting excited. We're getting close to 20 episodes.
Yes, indeed.
So we've stepped the production up a little bit, and this was my contribution right here. It's a ficus or whatever that is, aloe or whatever.
Are you making it up? Or do you
I know.
I think it's an aloe.
1,000% making that up. It's nice.
But
Though. It's not real though.
Is it not?
No.
No, it's not. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, aloes have prickly ends.
Yeah. Well, we should name it Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know why. It just looks like it.
No.
Oh my God, man! Listen. I'm only telling you 10 seconds on this.
Okay.
There's 6 seconds of you laughing. We're not going to get into it. So, but the Cat Williams thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
And I told you I haven't watched that video yet.
It's okay. Everybody says it's 3 hours, but it's like 2 minutes, 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's worth watching if you just put on the background as you're in the gym, working out. So yeah,
I thought it was going to be us.
Oh, it is. We're gonna start Friday.
Okay.
I'm
down.
Friday. I got you.
Okay.
What?
You got me. You got you. I like how you just keep putting it on, like you're just helping me out. You know, it's all about Steve losing weight.
We'll do our weight loss challenge and see who loses. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something real quick. We're gonna get into it, but I need your opinion on something.
Okay.
Okay. So last time we were here, I talked about the little girl I was dating.
Yeah.
And I got another date Friday. But I asked you your personal opinion.
Yeah.
And you didn't know what to say. So she told me she wasn't a first date kisser, which I think is respectful.
Yeah.
And so now Friday we're going out. So I told her, I just want you to know I'm not a second date kisser, right? But I might have put my foot in my mouth because she come back and said me either. And then she says, to be honest, I'm not really a kisser. So I'm asking you because I don't want to, I'm obviously trying to do the right thing here.
Yeah.
What do you do at the end of the date?
High five. You booty bump.
Booty bump. Anyways, so
there you go.
I don't understand. Well, it's fine. But okay, here's what I was going to ask you. Now, I want your take on this. Okay?
Yeah.
Because every time they do a live video or they're on location or whatever, UFOs. Okay.
Do you hear about Miami? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. But
okay, really?
Yeah, but okay.
Because we haven't talked about this before, but did you hear about it? What happened?
I did not.
Okay. Cool.
But no, I haven't seen any footage.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the footage?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, but here's what I want to know. So the other day, we were in my car.
Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes. And you noticed there were some footprints on the window, on the passenger side, right? And what did you say?
That is a white person thing.
Yeah.
Only white people put their feet in the dashboard window.
Okay.
You've never looked over and seen a black person do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but just it's an observation.
Okay. So here's my question.
Yeah.
Even the Miami thing. My dad was into the UFOs. And
yeah.
First of all, it amazes me that the Pentagon has now admitted that there's something out there. And everybody's like, oh, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? When I was a little kid, if they would have said that, my dad would have shut the house. Everybody would have freaked out, right? But here's the thing. Of all the years of watching, I have never, ever seen a black person being interviewed.
For aliens?
Yeah. Okay. There's no footage. There's no eyewitnesses. There's no camera footage. How many, honest to God, how many black people have you seen?
Never.
Okay, and what's the deal? Are aliens racist? Or... You know what I'm saying? You know what I think it is?
But hold on. Have you ever seen a black ghost? Think about that. Because only white people die in their ghost. Yeah. You don't ever see a black ghost.
Well, here's what I think.
Oh, they're too dark to see.
No, that's what shadows are, Monty. But no, here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think that white people go, give me the phone, get in the house, get a remote, so get out here. Black people go, fuck that.
We go the other way.
Instantly.
I don't care what it is, we out of there.
Yeah, I seen it, but I can't prove it. Okay, but here's what I want to ask you. So,
but wait, have you seen the Miami? You haven't seen the Miami footage.
I want to see it. Tell me the story.
Okay, so basically, the story came out that it's a bunch of teenagers having a fight in a mall, sticks and just fireworks. I don't know how. On New Year's Day, okay.
Florida, that's how it works.
Florida, Miami, but like every cop car in the area showed up. Every cop car, it was like lined up down the street.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about it is, after that, they were saying, "Oh no aliens and all this other stuff." But then they showed footage and they zoomed in to I guess is the front entrance of the mall, and they're saying that these aliens are 10 feet tall, just walking around casually, so you can see from a helicopter view.
Now, are we talking about Cubans?
No, not illegal aliens. But yeah, you can see some type of aliens walking.
So
around.
they came light years to Miami
just to walk
to
around.
Go to the mall. I live across the street from the Opry Mills, and I don't go over there and walk. You know why? Illegal aliens everywhere. They're not 10 feet tall, though. They're like 4'9" or whatever. My grandson, you've met my grandson.
Yeah.
And I told somebody, I said, his dad, his name is Antonio Munoz. So he's not Scandinavian. You know what I mean? And but I'm just obsessed with my grandson. But I like humor, right? So they came home, and I'd been watching him, and they're like, "How'd it go?" I said, "Well, I got to be honest with you. I said, there was about an hour I couldn't find him." They're like, "You couldn't find him?" I said, "Yeah." And when I did, he was doing the landscaping out in front of the office. Yeah, but no. Okay, so one of my favorite comics is Ron Gregory. James Gregory. James Gregory.
Yeah.
Is he like the funniest man in America?
Yeah.
He's been around forever, still touring, got great stuff, great stories. But he said, you ever notice that when aliens land, it's not like somewhere spectacular. It's like a pig farm in Arkansas, You got two. And I really think, honest to God, I think the news, their job is to find the most degenerate human beings on the planet and interview them.
That's like remember that news article, news review a long time ago when black people saw a leprechaun in a tree. You remember that? Did you get out of the house? Did you watch anything online?
Okay, I need to hear that story.
It was just a leprechaun being reported.
Yeah. And,
they finally interviewed some black people. They're like, oh, yeah, he's up in that tree. They do a sketch of him. Somebody pencil sketch, and they would look.
So what that tells me is black people will not run away from a midget throwing money. They're like, get out of the way.
When money's involved, we're right there.
Yeah. I told you I was going to bring the midget, my friend Noah. And he's actually got a shirt I want him to wear. It says MLN, Midget Lives Matter, right? And but I told him, I said, I need to get you on the podcast.
Yeah. And
we need to do that before, because other than Christmas and St. Patrick's, he's not really working, right? So if we can fade in between those two dates and get him on here. Dude, I've never seen any midgets reporting aliens.
There you go.
I think I've only seen white people.
Exactly. I don't know what it is y'all see everything.
You know what it is aliens are coming here going, we just got to get rid of the white people. You know what I mean? We'll keep these other people. Like we'll send a leprechaun down or something, Okay, let me ask you this.
Y'all get possessed by the devil? Only white people.
Well, I don't believe that. Really? I guess. Okay.
The Conjuring and all these other
I don't have any evidence against it.
I love watching horror movies and horror experiences and, the ghost channels, ghost travels.
I love that stuff.
I love it. I love watching it.
Yeah.
But you never see black people on those shows.
Okay.
You see us on
I did a show in Torrington, Connecticut.
Yeah.
There's an old theater there. And they put me up across the street of this old theater in a place called the Yankee Peddler. And it's supposed to be the most haunted hotel in the world or United States, whatever. And nobody told me that when they booked the deal. So I'm at the front desk, and they got all these little cards, little advertisement cards, and it's like ghost hunters and paranormal activity and all this stuff. So I'm checking in. I go, this is cool. This is all on the cable or something? She goes, no, they've all been here. I was like,
I got a couple of friends that they've been on the Ghost Travel Channel, whatever.
they put me in room 666. Unbelievable what they did. No, you got friends that did it?
Yeah, well, they was on the show because they have 100 ghosts in their house.
Yeah.
But they live like way far out, and they keep inviting me over. I'm like, no, dude, black people don't do this stuff.
No. Have you ever seen a ghost?
Never.
Have you ever seen?
Nope.
Okay. But here's the thing: is even with that, they did I seen a video last week, and it was these guys that were out on they were tuna fishermen, I guess, wherever East Coast, wherever they're doing that. You ever seen the Wicked Tuna, the TV show?
Wicked Tuna?
Yeah, it's where these guys are all out there and they're catching like those tuna. They'll sell for $3,000-$4,000 a piece.
Really?
Yeah, they the Japanese for their sushi and everything. They got one that sold for like $50,000 because what they do is they take anyways. So they grade the meat and decide what they're going to give you per pound. But this video was mermaids that these guys were like, and you could hear them in the distance, whatever. Okay, but here's the thing: back in the day, what about Bigfoot? You believe in that?
I love watching stories, but
Yeah.
come on.
And you know why black people have never seen Bigfoot? Is because they know it's just Shaq.
You would have to shave one day and
Dude.
just walk around?
No, because black people don't go in the woods.
Yeah, that's another thing,
Yeah.
yes.
Because in every horror movie,
Yep.
black guy dies first. And then you have the blonde that thinks everybody's trying to prank her. You've seen her? She's never, okay, Billy, it's not funny anymore. But, okay, but here's the thing is,
everything.
here's the thing is, there's so much crazy news now on internet and all this stuff that when they show like alien stuff or up in the sky or some kind of weird deal like the Tic Tac video and all that stuff with the military's done this and that, you watch that on the news feed and people are like, oh, that's crazy. Click what else is on the news feed. Like I just think it's crazy that in this country we now have a government that recognizes UFOs. Basically is coming out in a kind way and saying we were bullshitting this whole time, right? And nobody cares. Like, how does that not, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's amazing that that kind of stuff's in the news and it's nobody cares. You know what I mean?
So how much do you believe it's true? Do you really believe there's aliens out there? It's hard to believe with the vast universe. Yes, we're the only ones here.
Listen, I honestly,
and why are aliens always naked?
Well, and for being naked, they got the ugliest damn bodies on the planet.
You never see a female alien.
Here's what I think.
With tits.
Here's what I think. I think these things that they see. I mean, the military is tracking stuff that they go. We don't have the technology to do that at all.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that testified in front of the Senate that he was okay. Picture this: he's in an F-16, and he said he sees this thing.
Yeah.
And got up next to him, and he said it stopped me. And I'm thinking, like, emotionally, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No, he said he goes, my plane just stopped in midair, and it held me there for like 30, 60 seconds. Like, this guy's sitting in front of the Senate telling this. This guy's a commander. He's like all this, there was a guy, Favor, he was the military, and they're all going. And then they said, is this the first time that you've seen this? And they said, no. They said, they're out there. We know they're out there. We're not in the area where they're at. Well, who's that? You know what I mean? Like, I need to know more information. And the fact they look so calm about it freaks me out.
Yeah.
But I think if there is, I think when you see sightings of, 10-foot tall naked aliens at the mall in Miami, I got to question that. That's a long way to travel to go to a mall in Miami.
How come you haven't seen an alien flag? Watch this. We went to the moon. The first thing we do is plant a flag.
Yeah.
All right, we claiming this is ours.
You think we went to the moon?
You don't think so? Okay, if we didn't have the technology to fake it back then.
Here's what I'm saying.
If you do it, you can do it now on your phone.
But
you can fake like we're on the moon right now. We can change this whole background.
But here's what I'm saying. The technology they did it with back then is like so old school to what we have now.
Yeah.
And with all the technology that we have now, we've never been back to the moon. In fact, NASA said there's a lot of stuff that can't even get out the outer edge of,
I've been to Las Vegas once. I mean, I have to go back again. I don't have to go there every year.
But if you went to Vegas and it was only you and you planted a flag,
I'm like, all right, my flag's over there. I'll be all right.
We'd be like, nobody else want to go to Vegas. Let me tell you about it. You was talking about you were in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I did a show in Vegas.
Yeah.
And my agent called me, and I'd always wanted to do Vegas. And so he said, I got you booked in Vegas. And I said, I was like freaking out. And he said, have you ever heard of a little place called the MGM Grand?
Little place?
Yeah. I said, you got to be shitting me. He said, okay, when you get to Vegas, when you get to the MGM Grand, take a left. Go down about 2 miles. He put me up at Caesar's Pizza.
Little Caesar's Pizza.
Did a show there. Dude, I got some crazy bread or whatever. Is that not the best deal going? $5 pizza ready to go out the door.
Stay at Little Caesars.
Okay. Well, there goes that sponsorship.
Okay. I don't know what it is, but I don't like the dough of Little Caesars.
The dough?
Yeah, it's too chewy.
Well, you got one that wasn't cooked then.
Yeah,
you can get thin crust.
Well, okay. You're from up north.
Yeah.
Up north, they have some great deep dish pizza.
Chicago owns the
New
unbelievable.
York, you name it. Call it a pie.
Yeah.
Here, I've yet to find good deep dish. So
well, are you comparing it against Chicago? Then you're going to have a hard time.
I can say, I can look and find deep dish, but it's still
Dude,
not
that
compared.
deep dish, the bottom of it, all buttery and crispy.
Oh, yeah. All that.
So when are we working out? This Friday? Here's a great pizza joint.
Yeah.
It's right over there. If you're in Nashville, it's West Nashville. It's called Midnight Oil. And
The pizza place called Midnight Oil?
Pizza's so good.
Really?
It's been on like Food Network and all that. Yeah, it's good stuff. I was actually in there and seen an alien once. And
serving up pizza?
Well, I went to the bathroom and I came back. There was no black people left.
Yeah.
And he was about 10 foot tall, naked. There's a thing that's called the Aztec lines. Okay? Yeah. And it's not the Aztec line. It's the give me a second.
Boom.
NASDAQ. No, that's not it. That's insurance. Okay, that's not even insurance. That's money financing. I know nothing about that. NASCA, the NASCA lines. Okay.
NASCA.
Now think of this.
All right.
If there's all this, like they have a picture on the side of a mountain that looks like an alien. It was hand up. Now here's what's crazy about it. It's in
like the Washington Monument type of thing is carved into the
just carved into the gravel.
Okay.
Okay, and it's huge. It's like 2 miles wide, whatever. Now here's the crazy thing. You can go to the National History Museum or whatever in New York, and they actually have the Nazca lines and the whole thing. But all of the designs they did on top of this plateau, it looks like runways, all this. But here's the crazy thing is, none of that was seen by anybody till 2,500 years later when an explorer was flying over and seen it all. Yeah. So those people dedicated their life to making all these designs. There's a snake in the side of a mountain. There's this, round head, big eyes, waving. And if you're watching this and you're not black, look it up. It'll scare the hell out of you. But here's my thing is, you spent all that time and energy building something that you would never see because they didn't have flight back then. So to me, there was something going on in the sky
that they could look down and see it.
That's what they were doing. So I don't know, man. I think that it's hard for me to believe that there's not something out there. And I think the stuff that is real gets clouded or laughed at because for every real one, I think there's probably 100 that are not.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you what, I don't know about the mall, but I was in a strip club in Miami, and
she looked alien to you?
Yeah, no, there wasn't no aliens in there. Yeah, but they didn't have clothes on, so they may have been. Yeah. So, and always out in the desert and everything like that, out there in New Mexico, Roswell and all that. I guess what scares me the most is our government saying all these years that it was bullshit.
And then all of a sudden it's true.
And now you've got these military fighter pilots and these commanders coming out and saying, "We seen it." Well, now they can't deny it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in the past, they didn't want to speak up because they were going to lose their job. Well, now you got it on radar. So you got the government who denied it all these years has it on radar, and then they go, "Well, yeah, you know." And here's the thing: is they don't when they came out and said it, they said it wasn't UFO. You know, that's what everybody heard. And everybody thinks that they think aliens, whatever. So they come up with unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yeah.
A UAP. We know what that is. That's a UFO, baby. I've been to Miami.
Well, it's because you got to look at it this way. Everybody got cameras nowadays, so everybody's gonna be picking up if it's even out there.
Yeah.
So if somebody does find something, they're gonna say, "All right, I got it on camera. Now what is this?" You know, say,
"Well, my thing is these fighter pilots, like, we have no defense at all.
Yeah.
Like, we have no defense. Our
got,
technology is nowhere near that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what's everybody do when one lands and they got? I mean, they're got it at a press conference.
Here's what I think.
What would you do if you were on the side of the road and you seen one?
Here's what I really think. My thing is, let's say, for example, if aliens do land, and they are at the mall. You know, you're going to have the whole cop department show up. You're going to either piss them off or scare them, and now they're going to be ready to fight. It's not like you can just walk up to them and see if you can communicate first.
Okay, here's what I want to know.
How you doing? You know, do you need to go to Gap? The Gap is right down here.
Dude, the whole damn mall has cameras all over.
Yeah.
So how are we not?
So they said that they cut down all airspace travel over the mall.
Right.
Nothing but one helicopter could fly over the mall. Every single cop shows up. I might try to put it on so everybody sees it.
See a link?
But yeah, it's crazy. So if it was just teenagers fighting, that was the core of the story.
Yeah.
But there had to be something else behind it. But I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this. Was the mall open when all this was going on?
It was open, typical day.
And nobody's seen it?
Well, I mean, nobody got footage of it.
And everybody's got a phone?
Yeah. Supposedly, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just laughing at the news headlines.
You're the one brought it up before we went on the air. I don't know what to tell you.
I showed you before we started this.
Yeah, that's okay.
We both have some input.
I'm surprised. Okay, what do you think about this? So, those when you see the planes and you see the jet stream.
Yeah.
Do you think what do you think that is? Do you think it's just bullshit?
Yeah.
You don't think they're spraying?
Okay.
Trying to kill people?
If they're spraying, why go so far up to spray? Well, crop dusters, they're pretty low.
Yeah.
So you think it would dissipate into the air way up there?
Well, maybe that's why they wanted to spread and do all that.
So you want to just take care of the ozone layer.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Listen, I'll tell you this: if we're gonna be serious about it, we should have if they get here, we should have people in prison that were like, "Yeah, how many you want?" We got a bunch. And
you think they're gonna eat us, or you gonna harvest us, kill us?
Have you seen the movie Fire in the Sky?
Yeah.
That guy and all them people. If you haven't seen it, it was probably back in the early mid-90s. And it's a story of these people that are up in Oregon. They're lumberjacks or whatever. They work in the logging business. And they're coming out of the woods. Well, they see this light. And the guy gets out. The one guy goes over there. And the other guys say it. He sucked him right up in the thing, took off. Now, all of those guys have been, it's been like 20, 30 years. Mm-hmm. And every once in a while, they'll do a polygraph. And they all pass it. And the story's never changed. That's hard to do if you're lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
it's all about controlling your heart rate, though, isn't it?
Well, there's a few other things,
But I think it's still controlling your heart rate. So if you take a deep breath, calm down, and tell your story as if you told it 20 years ago, because you tell the same jokes.
Okay, but you got 5 guys that have all passed it.
But still, hey, this is what we're going to do. Y'all get together on this. We're all going to tell the same exact lie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, what happened to the black guy?
Oh, my God.
he was in the truck. He's gone. He's headed out. But that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's like the feet on the glass. There's certain things that are just white people things.
It's a lot of, y'all got a list.
Dude, there's no black ghost hunter shows.
That's what I'm saying. But I love watching it on TV, but keep it on TV.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there.
Ouija board.
Yep.
You got one?
Nope.
You want one in your house?
Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
Yeah, that stuff scares me.
Yeah.
But that's my thing.
Have you experienced anything?
I have.
Really?
Yeah. I was actually, the second night, believe it or not, I was at the Yankee Peddler. I'm laying in bed on my side watching TV. Now I'm on the edge of the bed that's by the TV. And behind me is, 80% of the other empty part of the bed. And you know when somebody lays down in your bed, you feel it push away from you? I had that happen to me twice.
Really?
Yeah. But she was about 350-pound ghost going. And I shouldn't have greased my hotel door. She had never got in there. I was on a plane with a lady that got on the plane. And I didn't know where she thought she was going to sit. But there was plenty of seats, and I could just see her coming towards me. And I'm like, oh, you ain't going to do this, And she sat, there's 3 seats. She sat on the outside seat, and I was on the inside by the window. And we were still shoulder to shoulder in that damn little thing. That woman, never seen it, got on the plane with an emotional support sandwich. And
I knew it had a joke in there somewhere.
No, it actually happened to me.
No way.
Yeah, I almost lost half a pinky trying to get it from her. But no, but here's what I wanted to say, and we talked about this when we first started doing the podcast. Is there's groups of people that have, like here in Nashville, there's a big UFO phenomenon, whatever. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but like internet groups and stuff where these people get together and they share stories or whatever. And there's a big following for that. And like we said before, we're never going to make fun of our guests. We just want to get into their world and see what that's all about. Yeah. So I think if we reach out to some of these groups and before they see our podcast, convince them to get on it. But I'd like to know their take on, people that actually just study it all the time.
The house I live in now, of course, wasn't brand new, but we bought it. So my thing is, somebody came and knocked on the door and said, I just want to see the house because my grandmother used to live here. So I'm like, did she die here?
Yeah.
Or did she just live here? I don't know. She just lived here. She died at the hospital.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
So if she would have said, she died right here on this spot, we got to move.
Yeah, got to go. So check this out. So I got a story for you. So my dad, he lived in a little town when he was a little boy in Truman, Minnesota. And they lived in an old schoolhouse. Like you go downstairs, like there was actually, you could see parts of the basketball court that was downstairs, whatever. So my dad always told the story. He was, all the family was over, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. My uncles are playing cards. That's back when people got together and did that.
Yeah.
And there was a little half wall, little hit, and my dad, my dad went on to play drums, but when he was a kid, he's always tapping on something, his foot or whatever. So he said he's tapping on this little wall, and he said he stopped, and he said about 5 seconds went by and the wall tapped back. And so he said, tap, tap. But he said the weird thing is it wasn't an echo because if he tapped 3 times, it would tap back 3 times, but in a different rhythm.
Really?
Yeah. So this went on, and finally my dad's got the whole family watching him do this, and then my drunk uncle, do it. If it knocks back, I'm putting my foot through the door or the wall, whatever. And it never knocked back after that. My dad's like, doo, doo, forever since they moved out. Years later, my dad's up there doing a show. He was like, hey, let's go by and see if that old schoolhouse is still there.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So we get there, and there's actually a guy moving out, and it's pretty empty. His mom and dad live there. And my dad goes up there and he was like, hey, do you mind if I want to show him where I used to live? Well, he's not going to tell the guy about the wall and the knocking because, So we're in the house and we're going around looking at different rooms or whatever. And my dad is he's going, man, he gets over there with that. He goes, they just don't build them like they used to,
He starts tapping.
He starts tapping, trying to get that to happen, right? So anyways, I said, hey, nothing happened. So I said, hey, we're going to go get in the truck. We had our band truck with all the musical equipment, me and my buddy.
Yeah.
So we get in the truck, and my dad's going to say goodbye to this guy, and we're going to leave. By the time we get in the truck, my dad's on the porch, waving his hands, whistling, get back in here, you ain't going to believe it. So we go back in, and the kid's now freaked out because my dad told him the story about the wall. And when I got in there, the guy's rocking his refrigerator back and forth, trying to get it into the middle of the kitchen room floor. I'm walking in on this going,
what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell's going on? And I'm thinking, because my dad ain't going to help you move a refrigerator. If that's what you're thinking. Behind the refrigerator was a hole in the sheetrock about, if I'm being honest with the story, about the size of a kitchen plate.
Okay.
And it's just ripped, big hole in the back. And the boy's telling my dad, he said, that happened to my father where it knocked back.
Yeah.
And he said it drove him crazy for about 20 years. And he goes, every time I'd do it, he'd try to rip the wall open and see what it was or whatever, to the point to where he finally, the mom or the wife said, we're not doing this. So she left the hole behind the fridge, so when that started happening, he could move the fridge and see what's going on. And he told that story, and this was 25, 30 years after, maybe longer than my dad lived there.
Yeah.
So to explain that.
Okay.
And the guy was black. You'd be surprised.
It was,
No.
No, it was not. I knew he
Dude,
was.
Truman, Minnesota, just north of Iowa. Actually, there were some black people in that town that moved just because they heard about that, and it was 20 miles away.
All right, give some
Bigfoot?
shout outs.
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot, no.
Okay.
I mean, I love the stories, but yeah, you just, one dude can't be.
There's a show called Bigfoot, Further Evidence.
Yeah.
I said it should be called Bigfoot, Any Evidence, you know? But what's crazy is nobody's ever seen one that I know of. You know, they got some sketchy videos or whatever. But in this show, it's been airing for 3 years.
I've never seen it.
They never find
How do they
Bigfoot.
get funding for that show?
But here's what they do that I think is amazing. They go out in the woods and they say, it was right in this area. You know, we talked to Tom, the pig farmer, and he said right out here is where, you know, his dog started barking. So they all take sticks and whack trees. Like that's how you get a Bigfoot to respond. Nobody's ever seen one. And when this guy goes, whack, 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 you hear, and he says, there's at least 3. He goes, one sounds like maybe adolescent. I'm thinking nobody's ever seen one, and you whack a tree, and you got at least 3 of them? You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. But at the end of every one, he's like, well, you know, we need to come back and just research this a little bit. We were so close. You know, we were right there.
They're always right there.
And I'm like, that is stupid. Next episode comes on. Well, maybe they'll find him this time. But I've always thought it's crazy. Whack, whack, whack. You know, it's like, and you know there's somebody off camera that goes, oh, my God, I got to do the grunt again, you know? All right, shout-outs. Monty, what do you got?
Let's see. I don't know. I don't have any shout-outs.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've got some shows coming up in January and February.
Yeah.
And we're going to post some dates at Buckshot Comedy on Instagram, at Buckshot Comedy. And we're going to post all my dates. Also, me and Monty are going to start doing little 30-second clips to promote the show and just tell some jokes and kind of almost like let people get to know us a little better.
There you go.
So, big shout out to Old Smoky Moonshine. They didn't sponsor us, but I do drink and get half drunk on that before I do these shows. No, and we want to get sponsorships too, so we're going to talk about that maybe the next episode.
Pine Box Tales. Look that up on YouTube. They're going to be sponsoring us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to post your shows coming up at the Rusty Nail here in a little bit when we get those dates knocked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
End of February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still got a bunch of crazy guests that we've got lined up. And so we're... I mean, listen, I can't... It just seems like we're almost to 20 episodes.
It flies by.
Yeah. I think...
And we're dedicated because it was windy outside today in Nashville.
Yeah.
Winds.
Wind and cold.
Yeah.
So you might be the only black guy that was outside today.
Looking for Bigfoot.
Looking for Bigfoot. But I am the blackest white guy you've ever met.
And I'm the whitest black guy you've
Yeah.
ever met.
And we're Buck and Hicks. Like, share, subscribe. I'm always doing that in the right order?
No. Yeah.
Is like, share, and subscribe.
You got to like it first.
Right?
Then subscribe and comment.
Yeah.
Because, I guess when you comment, it gives, more algorithms of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Moves it up.
That sounds like something doctor calls you and say, listen, we got your text back and your test back and you have algorithm. And there ain't a damn thing we can do about it. We put cream on it.
Take 2 of these and call us tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Monty?
Love, peace, and hair grease.
Boom. Got us another one.
There you go.
See you.
Peace.